Tales of gods mating with humans are prevalent in everything from Greek and Roman mythology to Native American legends. In China, at the end of the 5th century BC, the country was divided into 7 states, each ruled by powerful warlords who battled for territory and power. It was during this turbulent era when the legendary story of Huangdi first appeared.
A great god took the form of a dragon and came down to a hilltop where a young maiden was out gathering fruit. And as this great dragon came near, the sky darkened. It was like a storm. She was terrified, and she passed out. When she came awake again, the sun had come out again, and the dragon was gone, and she was pregnant.
Much like the story of the Virgin Mary and Jesus, the story of Huangdi told of an earthling woman who would give birth to him, the legendary first emperor of China, who ushered in a time of great change.
Gods deliberately bred with humans so that they could get a race that they could trust and control a little bit better.
In my mind, legends and myths are based on something real. While they've been mythified and distorted and exaggerated in many cases, but there's, in my mind, some core of truth here.
Another prevalent theme in ancient texts, myths, and religions is that of a cataclysm of some kind. Usually, these come in the form of an intense flood, fire, or other devastating catastrophe. In the Hebrew Bible, for example, God punishes mankind for their decadence and sinful ways. He sends punishment in the form of a great flood, which destroys nearly all living things on the planet, except for Noah, his family, and the animals rescued aboard his ark. Similar stories can be found in numerous ancient texts.
Many of the mythical tales of most civilizations include some kind of idea that there are gods that came to Earth at some point. One interpretation has been that these are literal descriptions of visitors from space, not gods, but some creatures with advanced technology that came to Earth in times past and either created mankind, brought culture to the Earth, brought civilization, and then, for some reason, departed, usually under some kind of breach between mankind and the gods.
Take the case of the once thriving Mesoamerican cultures of the Aztecs and the Mayans. By the year 1500 AD, they had all but vanished. But why? Was there a natural disaster of some kind? Or is there another, more otherworldly explanation?
At some point, it all crashed in a cataclysmic disaster. And the world, as they knew it, came to an end. And tidal waves washed across continents. Areas of the planet went underwater. And the megalithic building that was going on then too also completely stopped. And it's what we see at certain areas, like in Peru, where giant blocks of granite have been quarried and partially moved to where they were going. But then it all came to a sudden, complete halt.
For nearly 3,000 years, the Mayan civilization thrived in Central America. Among their many accomplishments, the ancient Maya invented a remarkably complex and accurate calendar. According to scholars, the calendar started on August 11th, 3114 BC. The first calendar cycle ends about 5,000 years later, on December 21st, 2012. But why? Did the Mayans know something about mankind's future? Something we have forgotten or chosen to ignore?
There's a lot of excitement being generated now about the Mayan calendar ending in year 2012, and if there is such a cataclysm or some massive earth change that's suddenly going to occur. And so the idea that ancient people, like the Mayans say, were somehow totally in tune with this and had knowledge of these kind of vast cosmic cycles, which apparently lead to cataclysmic changes on the Earth, that's the kind of advanced knowledge that we wouldn't expect them to have. And where would they get that kind of knowledge? You would think that would have to come from extraterrestrials.